Hello beautiful people and welcome to this week's episode of my vlog. This week I'm going to talk about a really cool exercise that I've been experimenting with, that I've discovered recently. I've sort of had to fall back on a couple of times, and because I just got stuck creatively. I've been writing a play, I've been working on other projects, helicopter, no worries. I've been just stuck with a couple of projects, and I just found myself coming back to this, and I realized the power in it. So I'm going to tell you that towards the end of the video, but first I need to lay a bit of foundation, a bit of groundwork for it. So I want to talk about what happens when I, for myself, and I'm guessing a lot of people, get stuck trying to solve a problem, start losing motivation, and the next thing you know, you're suffering towards success, and you're ignoring it, you're putting it off, you're procrastinating, you're going away, you're coming back, you do a little bit of it, there's a deadline, there's even more pressure, things are falling apart, and you're at your wits end going, like, why can't I just fix this already? Can we just get over it? Yeah, that happens sometimes. This is a very energetic household. But basically I found that it's to do with the paradox in my mindset that I used to have when trying to solve problems, when approaching a new task. You see, growing up, I heard this message fairly regularly, which was, if you're going to do something, try to do it right, or do it right. And on the surface level, that sounds great. It sets a standard, don't just muck about. If you're going to do something, do it properly. And that sounds great, but if you actually take a step back and look at that principle, it presumes that coming into a problem, coming into, performing a task, you already possess the skills and the knowledge necessary to perform that task at a high level. And that's just not the case in life. Many a times when you go into a new situation, you have no idea what your skills and your knowledge are. You might have nothing. It might be a completely new field for you, or a completely new environment, problem, anything and everything in between. And especially if it's, the bigger the task, the bigger the challenge, the less likely you are to have all or most or even any of the skills necessary to perform it at a high level, right? I mean, I was just having a laugh about this, thinking about it, but unless you only do things that you used to do as a baby and you do them and you did them well, unless you only stick at, unless you're, stay at that level, you don't try to do anything new, you're going to bump into stuff that you have no idea how to go about. That's just life, right? So that's why I'm kind of changing that principle a little bit. Now it's more like, do your best relative to where you are now to achieve something at a high level, but I'm acknowledging, the direction, high level, and also my present situation. But anyway, coming back to the paradox that it creates. So basically, you go into this problem, you set the expectation of, I'm going to try to perform at a high level. You do not have the necessary skills, and also on top of that, you're not allowing yourself to feel good, to take pride in the work that you do, because it's not a high level. It's not that great. Why would I take pride in this? It's so-so. And also, you're not allowing yourself to enjoy the little discoveries, the victories, those little things, the little beauties that you've created, even though they're not that big thing that you wanted. But just that your tiny successes, if you're not allowing yourself to enjoy them, then you're just setting yourself up for this weird sort of empty experience where you're trying to struggle through until you finally get to the level where you will feel good about your work. But until then, I'm just gonna feel horrible and I'm gonna get it done. Really? Okay. So basically the paradox is, you're only allowed to feel good about yourself when you're performing tasks at a high level, but you're not allowing yourself, or you're sabotaging yourself in doing all the work that's required to reach the skills and knowledge necessary to perform said task at a high level. Right? Make sense? So straight away, there's two solutions. You gotta take pride in, in the maximum that you're doing, regardless of the quality of your work. If that's your maximum, take pride in it. You can't do any more than that. Over time, it will get better. That's one thing. And the other thing, acknowledge that even those little victories matter. They make a difference, And once you've done all that, then we get to my favorite little exercise, which is how to solve any problem. The highest possibility of solving any problem quickly goes like this. If you get stuck, take a piece of paper, write down any and every single idea that you have. And as you write them down, put them in 3 columns. Good, great, good, bad. Put a 4th one in, I have no idea what that is, right? Write down any and every single idea and put them in those columns. A lot of times when we come up with solutions, we immediately discard them as like, oh, that's not good. But the thing is, it might not be good, but if you write it down, it's still there. You can refer back to it. You can build on it, as opposed to just completely ignoring it and throwing it out the window. Okay? And if you do this exercise for 5 to 10 minutes, maybe if it's a bigger problem, bigger issue you're trying to solve, maybe it might take a longer time than that. But if you write down every single idea that comes to you, put that in that column, at the end of this exercise, chances are you're going to have 10, 20, 50, 100 ideas ranging from great to bad to I don't know what that even means. But out of all that mess, there's a really good likelihood you're going to get something that's either golden or it's on the way. And you come back next day, you look at it and you're like, yes, I can build on this. So yeah, that's been my little TED Talk, my little exercise for you. I hope you try it. I hope it helps you as much as it has been helping me. And I hope you have a lovely day. See you in the next one.